Hello my lovely little weasels, how to survive in Steel Path. What is the main purpose of Steel Path and why should I play it and what do I gain from it? So that is what we're gonna be talking about in today's video. I've actually never done a Steel Path survival guide, so I guess a new year, a new guide. But first of all, how do you unlock Steel Path? Once you've completed all of the nodes on all of the planets, a Teshin will give you a call to his crib inside of the relay and you can go to him, talk to him about Steel Path being the second option. I would show you gameplay, but the game weasel I kind of finished Steel Path a long time ago, so I don't have any, but just imagine it, put that image inside of your head. You're gonna talk about Steel Path a little bit and he's gonna basically unlock Steel Path for you. Now, once we're here, we're gonna check something out. He has a Steel Path on his shop and here you can get primary and secondary Arcanes with Steel Essence. You gain Steel Essence by killing Acolytes and finishing incursion missions, which are 5 daily missions that rotate on a daily basis, and you can do those as well, so that's going to be very good. But there is a whole Steel Essence farming bit everywhere, so I'll leave mine in the little up thing there. So primary and secondary Arcane adapters are going to be very good. When you get Steel Essence, get those, you're going to need them. But let's talk about how do you go and play Steel Path. Well, inside of your navigation, if you go to the right side in the middle of your screen, you're gonna see a little bit of a bar, and then hover over it and you're gonna see normal and Steel Path. You're gonna pick Steel Path and you're probably gonna get roughed up and dumped, and you're probably here because of that. So hello everyone who's joining because of that. Now, first of all, what do you need is survivability. Now, survivability is very key here. Most of these warframes, or I guess most of the warframes in game, survive on either 3 methods. So one of them being health and armor, more on armor, more on health. It really depends on the warframe. I'm generalizing here, so keep that in mind. Some are going to survive on shield gating and some are going to survive with their abilities as well. So let's talk about health and armor. You increase them with these mods. There are prime variants of some of these mods and some other variants as well, which can increase and have higher stat values, but we'll talk about those a little bit later on. Now, let's talk about shield gating. Shield gating is basically, you have your little shields, every single warframe does except a couple of them that don't, which makes complete sense. But basically, when your shields get destroyed, you get a certain number of seconds of invulnerability. It does depend on your value. So you have a graph here up on screen, but basically the maximum you can get is 2.5 seconds with a maximum of 1,150 shields. And the minimum is 0.33 seconds. Now, you get the minimum if your shields don't fully recharge. It doesn't matter if it's 2 or 3 shields off, it's not fully charged, it's gonna give you 0.33 seconds. Some warframes do have exceptions. Hildren with Haven has a maximum of 3.5 seconds of invulnerability, and Protea with her grenade fans doubles the minimum duration from basically 0.33 to 0.66 and from 2.5 to 5. So that's pretty plain and simple. But that is how you survive with shield gating. If your warframe has a lot of shields, then the best thing that you can put on is going to be catalyzing shields. It's going to lower your shield amount but cap your invulnerability to the 1.33 seconds. So it is a trade-off, but it is a pretty good one, at least in my opinion, because it is much easier to recharge shields that way. Or it's much easier to recharge a smaller amount than a higher amount, but recharging. You recharge shields with Brief Respite and these Gladiator mods. These are going to be the best methods. Some other ways can be through your companions. These are some of the mods that I put on my companions to recharge my shield, so that is going to be very good. It doesn't matter which companion. I mean, it can, but check out a video on those companions that you want to play. Yes, but also Rolling Guard, a good mod to have. Rolling Guard can give you even more vulnerability. Can't speak invulnerability when you roll. It does have a cooldown timer, so keep that in mind, but you should be able to recharge them pretty fast, considering you're probably using shield gating on warframes that have abilities that are going to be spammable. Now, Third method, pretty plain and simple. Some Warframes have invisibility, some Warframes have basically invincibility, being Revenant, who can basically tank any sort of damage, doesn't matter the damage amount. But talking about damage, you want to do it with your weapons. What weapons should you get? Now, let's quickly brief over the Kuva weapons. Kuva Nukor, the Kuva Brahma are two amazing weapons, the Kuva Zar as well. Tenant weapons like the Tenant Arca+Armor are gonna be really good, and that's actually basically it from the Tenant weapons. I don't remember a really good one. The Envoy is good, it's dead, but some of those weapons. Also, kit guns are going to be pretty nice, and then melee weapons for secondaries. You do have incarnon weapons, I'll get to those, don't worry, I know someone's tingling in the background. But melee weapons, or it's going to be pretty difficult. I do have a bias towards the Cronin Prime, the Khan, and the Glaive, but the Legion is actually a really good weapon as well. That is something to keep an eye out. The Dual Ichor, incarnon, the Ceramic Dagger, incarnon, but some of those weapons as well. But incarnon weapons, let's talk about those quickly. Incarnon weapons can be gotten inside of spoiler alert, keep that in mind. So I'm just saying it, if somebody didn't play it, inside of the Zeramon, and go to Cavalero right here, and you can get the, I guess, Gen 1 incarnon weapons, being the Latum, the Praetos, Inodem, the Felarx, Phantasma, and I've actually said all of them. And we do have the new ones, which is inside of the Duviri Paradox, and these weapons are gonna be, there's a lot of incarnon adapters here, but some of the better ones being the Tord incarnon, the Strun, the Electron, the there's a lot of them. The Ceramic Dagger, yeah, as I told you a little bit a minute ago, and there's still a couple of them, but there is a lot of them, and most of these weapons are really, really good. I think that most of those weapons that I mentioned are going to be plenty enough to survive Steel Path. Do you need something to begin with? Yes, the Exceltra and the Ignis Wraith, in my opinion, primary-wise, are going to be pretty good at the literal beginning of Steel Path. So somewhere around 120, 130 level enemies, those two are going to fall off. As secondary, the Latum would be a pretty good one if you can get it early game, and also melee really is gonna be, you know, I guess preference. If you have a lot of platinum, I would prefer the Cronin Prime. I love the Cronin Prime. I'm using 99% of my gameplay, but that is also very much dependent. Let's talk about the third thing, being mods. You need a lot of mods, and you need a lot of endo, but the mods that I would first recommend you get is the galvanized mods. Go into arbitrations, which you have unlocked, of course, by basically unlocking Steel Path, so you kind of unlock both of them at the same time. Arbitrations vary from long missions, so they can be defense, excavation, survival, it doesn't really matter, they can be long missions, and here you get Vitus Essence. Go into a relay, talk to the Arbiters of Hexus, and here you're going to be able to trade your Vitus Essence for the Galvanized mods. Galvanized mods are really good weapon mods. These are a must-have for every single weapon type out there, being shotgun primaries or secondaries. Definitely get these mods. Now, and for Warframes, we have the corrupted mods, so Blind Rage, Fleeting Expertise, Transient Fortitude, Overextended. These mods are going to be amazing corrupted mods. I actually have a video on how to farm these mods efficiently right up there in little eye. Get these mods, these are also must-haves. Arcanes mods, which are going to be the red ones on the left, and the right ones being Prime mods. Arcanes mods you get from trading with, I actually forgot his name, it's up on the screen. You get them from there and doing those call missions, which a little bit of a spoiler warning as well. And also you do have these Prime mods, which you get from Borrow Katir every other Friday, and these can range from critical damage mods, the critical chance, the elemental damage. They can also range from increasing your duration, increasing your shields, like Prime Continuity, Prime Redirection, and so on and so forth. There's a lot of them, and it is also going to be very specific on which ones you use on which weapon in Warframe, so keep that in mind as well. Then what you're going to do is get yourself the Arcanes that you need. Now, some of the beginner Arcanes that I recommend and that you're going to be using out on a lot of Warframes is going to be Mote Augmented. It's going to be, in my opinion, Arcane Blessing, but this could be a pretty controversial one. I don't think a lot of people use it, but I personally do it because it gives you additional health when picking up health orbs, so that is very, very good. Then Mote Reconstruct is actually one that I would still recommend, because when you use abilities you gain health back, so that's going to be very good as well. Mold efficiency, yes, there you go, I got it, is very good as well, but we do have some other ones like Arcane Fury increasing your melee damage, Arcane Avenger increasing your critical chance, so you have a couple of them here. Arcanes are something that I recommend that, you know, you get over time, you don't get them before you get entering into Steel Path, you just need a little bit more platinum and a little bit more time to get those. But as I said, mods are very, very important on your weapons. The builds, I'm not going to show you any because it really is dependent on the Warframe that you're using and on the weapons that you're using, so me showing you a build of Hydroid with my maxed out mods and everything, and even without maxed out mods, is not gonna be helpful for you. I'm putting you on the path. All you need to do is walk the Steel Path, and that's basically it. You can do it on your own. I'm here to push you into it. So, mods, we have covered that. Now, focus schools are going to be very important as well. Madurai, for example, can increase your efficiency and your power strength on your Warframe's abilities. Then Vazarin can, for example, give you poise, which will give you resistance to knockdown. This is a free prime sure-footed for 40 seconds, so that's pretty good. Neramon is going to give you extra melee combo, gonna basically make your combo counter last, not disappear instantly. And for example, you can go to Zeneric and give yourself energy and have loads of energy. So focus schools, in my opinion, are very important as well when you are making your builds. Now, companions, there is a decent sum of them. The two beginning ones that I recommend that everybody has, at least at the beginning of Steel Path, is going to be Smita Kavat with the charm buff, giving yourself extra resources, a chance of extra resources, and other random buffs like critical chance and stuff like that. Also, the Panzerwurf. Those two are my honest opinion best of, because with the Panzerwurf you can do really good damage with your melee weapon with Condition Overload and Blood Rush. These are two mods that I recommend you get for your melee weapon. Kind of forgot that, but here you go. Is whoever's watching, congratulations, you spotted that little thing there. So definitely would recommend that. Now, Nautilus dragging enemies in is going to be pretty good. Worm and also giving yourself shields and health is going to be pretty good, but that is going to be very specific for Warframes and stuff like that, so I prefer you check out a video on that. Other than that, I don't really recommend anything else. I don't have anything in my mind that I think that I missed out. Starting off from the lowest level is going to be the best one. Going to the lowest, or I guess the highest, it is also going to be basically the best way you can do it. Having people and friends tax you is going to be very nice as well. If you can play with a full squad, play with a full squad. Believe me, even I didn't still finish some of the Steel Path missions because I'm trying to do all of them solo, and interception missions can be really annoying solo, believe me. So, you know, it is, you know, trial and error. Keep that in mind. Everybody has to get into Steel Path. Everybody needs to get the mods, the endo, everything to get to there. But when you do, and when you get the extra resources, it is quite noticeable. But thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. If I did miss something, anything, leave it in the comment section down below. I think it would be a great thing to put in the comment section below to help out new players that are entering Steel Path. And do leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and do subscribe if you enjoy my video, and yeah, every other one that I might put out and will put out. And yes, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been your lovely host, the Gaming Weasel, and I'll see you guys on the next one.